Hey, good morning. It's Camille from Camille Fine Art. How are you today? It's Friday, fun Friday. And if you're like me, you know, I love that I'm doing these lives because it's helping me keep track of my days. Because when you're home all the time, sometimes you forget. So today's Fun Friday, and it's just about 9 o'clock. I'm just starting to get the video going just so people can start hopping on. So let's just wait a moment and I'll start in another minute or so. Hope you all had a good Thursday and that you are looking forward to a good weekend. I know that things are changed a little bit since we're homebound, but there's a lot that can be done. So we're going to keep looking at different avenues to take and do things that are fun over the next few weeks. So I bet the kids are happy because anyone who's doing e-learning at home is looking forward to the weekend so they can just chill. But how's the e-learning going? I'm curious. How are the parents doing? Working on e-learning with your kids at home. It's a different experience for sure, since usually they're going off to school and the teachers are helping out. Thank God for teachers. This is a time that we can all appreciate them. What else have you been doing to keep busy? I gotta tell you, I just found out that two of my little grand divas are doing these live streams, live at 5, and they are a hoot. The two of them are just a hoot, and I'm not kidding you when I say they're little divas, because they do makeup tutorials and they're little fashionistas, so it's really fun to watch them. So if you're on my page, I'm sharing them. So if you're on my regular feed, take a look at them. It's live at 5 with my little grand divas. So cute. All right, looks like we're starting to get people joining. It's 9:01. I'm going to go ahead and start. It's Fun Friday, like I said. I'm just going to do a little recap of what I did yesterday. And so let me talk about the letter C that we worked on with the little kids yesterday. So the little kids yesterday, we worked on C, and it reminded me of a paint palette, a little artist. So that's what I drew there. And then for the adults, let's see, did I do the number? Oh, I did the 3. It was a little owl. And my favorite colors that I put on there were blue, pink, and orange, which I incorporated into the owl. And then I put some sentences there. I am wise. I am following the rules to stay healthy. And it's not easy, is it? Because we're so used to being able just to get up and go. So I know that that's not an easy thing to do, but I'm proud of you because I know you're trying hard. And then I put in I love owls. So I do. So hopefully we can be wise like the owls, right? And then for the adults and the older kids, we did Zentangles. And thanks to Avital and some other people who posted their pieces of art. I really loved it, and I commented on them too. I so appreciate it. But I did triangles. And just fill up the page. And honestly, you really lose yourself when you're doing it, and especially when you start going into the smaller ones. I mean, it would be so easy just to make everything so big, but I really did find myself fighting to order it. I really did. And so then when I went into coloring them, because I told you yesterday, we discussed that, the mind likes to be logical and order everything. And lo and behold, when I started doing the colors, I noticed that I was purposely coming out and trying to balance where I was placing all my colors so that it would be nice for the eye, something balanced for the eye. So it's not like you can really help it. You're going to do it. So today for the kitties, the little ones, we're working on the number 4. And so what I want you to do, and I'm going to take my, let's see if I can do this while holding it. I want you to take 4 fingers. We're going to grow a garden. I was so happy yesterday. I was at my mother-in-law's and I was walking in and I saw her flowers were starting to come up in the front yard. And then I looked around and I saw some more greenery, and it just made me so excited because I love planting gardens. And so today we're going to draw a garden. So if your little one can put their little fingers on there and trace 4 fingers. This is not easy backwards, let me tell you. And, I'm holding a book so it's close, but have them spread their fingers out. And then have them make each one a little flower. So you can draw it however you want. And I am drawing backwards, so this is not going to look really good. But have them draw flowers and use happy colors, for the garden. Have them draw what kind of flowers they want to draw. And then for those kids who, kindergarten and up, who can spell words or create sentences, have them talk about what kind of flower did they plant in this garden and what kind of colors do they want to see in their garden. So for those that just know words, they could just put, pink or blue or whatever. And, those who can spell and create sentences, write a couple of sentences about your garden. What do you want to see in your garden? How does your garden make you feel? Any of those questions. Just talk about your garden and what your dream garden would be. I can't wait to see my little Ellie and Lexi's gardens because they have the best imaginations and they both love art. And so does my little grandson, Lolo. And so the next letter we're doing is the letter D. And I know this is backwards because Facebook flips it. So I'm sorry, little ones, but parents, please help your little kitties. So we're doing a capital D. And for this one, I would like you to draw a dog. See what kind of dog you can get out of the letter D. And make it nice and big. And you can write the name of the dog. If you give your dog a name, maybe it's your dog you're drawing. But draw a dog and tell me about your dog. If you can only spell a word, that's okay. Put a word on there, maybe his name or her name. And if you can write sentences, write a few sentences about it. Tell us about your dog that you drew. Okay, so that's the exercise for the kids today. Now, for the adults. Not all of you are gardeners. I get that. But you probably like to walk through really nice places in nature. And it probably gives you a sense of grounding almost, a sense of calm. And that's what we're looking to do. We want to promote calm effects. Hey, Janae, how you doing? Thanks for watching. And so, there's some people, they don't like to walk in nature. That's true, but they like to look at it in pictures. And that's why art is so great, because you can create whatever you want. So adults, whether you think you're an artist or not, draw your garden here. Tell us about your garden. Write how nature makes you feel. What things in nature bring calm to you, to your mind, to your body when you're walking through it. I take my grandkids as soon as we get it to be warm enough. Hi, Avital. Thanks for joining. I like to walk and do tree walks with my kids, with my grandkids. And we have, trees in the neighborhood that we're kind of friends with and we talk to and you visit, and they all know the names of the trees and they look forward to being able to recall the names of the trees, and they can't wait till the crab apples come out because some of them like to taste the crab apples with me. And it's just really fun. And especially now that we're cooped up, if you can get out in your yard or even just the front of your house, you can still go on walks, but just don't be close to people, right? You do your social distancing. Keep that in mind. But getting that fresh air is going to be good for the mind, the body, the soul, at no matter what age you are. And the kids, they get cooped up, man. And that can do things to the parent too. Even though we were kids once and we were just like that, when you're an adult, it's a little different sometimes, isn't it? You just kind of want to kick back and, let's watch a movie or, listen to some music or something. But get out in nature. Do a little bit of walk because, man, we're going to all need to be going to the fitness clubs or doing some jogging if we're just sitting around all the time. So keep that in mind. If you have any questions, let me know. And I have 5 minutes left, and I just want to do my little extra fun Friday thing. So I had mentioned that if you had any little, egg cartons or let me lower this just a little bit, or anything like plastic cups or styrofoam cups, and if you had some seeds and some dirt around, that we could plant a little garden. And the kids really like to decorate this. They can cut out shapes, or they can put stickers and glue them on to decorate it. But we could use this as a seed starter. Hi Danielle, thanks for joining. And so it would be really fun just to use these little cups in here as seed starters. So I have a few seeds. I'm going to grow some onions this year. I have a lot more, but some squash, some lettuce, and some hot peppers. And I am going to grow some of these. And also, if you're at the dollar store, and I don't know, maybe I can't show, I'll hide the brand. But, the dollar store has a lot of great seed packs like this. It's like wildflowers. They have one for hummingbirds. They have several of them, but they're all mixed up in here, and it gives you all the instructions on the package to be able to sow them, and they're so easy to do. You can just put them out there, and you have beautiful wildflowers that grow at different times, depending on how long it takes for them to germinate, and you have a nice little garden. And if you could just have like a little patch of sunny area to do this in your yard, or maybe you have a pot that you can put big enough to put on your deck. And then when these little guys get big enough to transplant outside, you can stick them in your little pot, and it makes it easier. And you know what? My grandkids and I garden every spring, and they have such a blast doing it. And the joy that they get out of harvesting, they love going out and cutting the herbs, and we make tea, and we do put them in our salads, and they pick the vegetables when they come out, and they get such a kick out of it. So this is something, really good for the kids to do. It's good for their self-esteem. It teaches them how to, work with nature and create their own abundance with it. So this is really good. So I mixed up some dirt, and I actually used some of the eggshells. I kept the eggshells, and I crushed them all up after they were dried. And so I'm just going to take the mixture here, and I'm going to fill it up. I don't know if you can see this. I hope you can. Now, I really probably need to put a little bit more peat moss and stuff in here. My desk is getting really dirty. Shame on me, I didn't put anything down here. But you just fill it up, and then pick your seeds, and you just like I'm going to use 3 different ones here. So I'm going to use 4, 4, and 4 for 3 different types of seeds. I have my peppers, and I'm going to put those seeds in here. And they're so small, but put a few, because they don't all grow. Some of them are duds, and some of them are not. So put them in there, and then if they all grow, hey, that's awesome. But if they don't, that's okay. You can pull them apart and start separating them out, and you can plant them. And then I'm just going to do these for right now because I want to show you something else. Just cover them up a little bit. Now read the directions on the package because some need more sun than others. So make sure you do that. And when you're done, I don't have the water with me, but you're going to want to water these when you're done. So then the other thing I want to show you, if you didn't have the egg carton, is you can take paper towels. And I know how many of us have done this in grade school. We use paper towels, and we get a little baggie. And we take our seeds. I like to use like the bigger ones, like the squash seeds. I have pumpkin seeds too. These are butternut squash. These are really good. So you can take them and spread them out. Can you see that? Okay. Spread them out on here. And you're going to fold this up. And then put them in a baggie. I just kind of folded it under like that. There's no rhyme or reason to this, guys. I mean, really, they just need to be covered a little bit so that it's like they're under the ground. And you stick them in the baggie, flatten it out, and then put some water in there. You don't want to overwater it, but you want to keep it moist. Okay, and then so what I'm going to do is I'll add the water to this, Ziploc it up, and boom, keep an eye on it. And when they start to germinate, then, hopefully by then, you'll have some dirt and you'll have an egg carton or some little cup, and you can stick them in here and let them start to take root. So that's my little to-do for Fun Friday today. Try it with your kids. The eggshells just add a little extra nutrients to the ground, and I also used them because the dirt compacts too much, so it gives it a little bit more variance in the size of the granules so that it can drain well. So that's what I use the eggshells for. But you can use peat moss, and you can use, they have vermiculite, which look like little pieces of tiny white, almost styrofoam, but it's not styrofoam. So, okay, if you have any questions, I'm already going over my time. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I will answer you. I look forward to seeing your gardens. And may they all grow in abundance. Have a great day. Have an art-inspired day. Thanks for watching.